very good morning to you. Thank you so much for starting with us on 32 FM 94.9 Ibadan. Welcome to the program, Break of Dawn Newspaper Review. On this program, we bring you headlines from across papers that came out today, 17th of June 2021. This program runs from Monday through Saturday every week. This is a Thursday edition. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Warm welcome.
Good morning to you, wherever you're listening to 32 FM 94.9. My name is GBEMISOLA. SOYEMI. We are live on YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. You can join us and then drop your comments on that platform. I have with me the Guardian newspaper, The Nation, Premium Times, and Daily Trust. I'll take headlines now from the Guardian newspaper. The Sonia says Uzodinma 6 additional states for Southeast defends Buhari on restructuring. Bayelsa Airport to begin operations July as government airline sign MOU. Igbo can't be president by wishful thinking, Unwoye wants. Nothing should happen to EFCC chairman Bawa Huriwa wants. NUJ Lagos pays condolence visits to the Guardian over Najim Rahim's death. Also from the Guardian newspaper this morning, sword alone won't end security challenges, says new army spokesman. Relocate headquarters to Bayelsa, governor tells Shell. Enugu Agri Cooperatives get over 400 million naira World Bank grant. Federal government insists on regulating social media. Groups urge Makinde, Buhari, others to protect children. Also, a few more headlines from Guardian newspaper this morning. Kidnapped suspects, police differ on alleged 35 million naira bribe. Bandits kill AAU female graduates, youths protest killings and abductions. No federal law created grazing reserves, Senate spokesman insists. And one last headline from here, Reps moves to check NBC's seeming excesses.
All right, from Daily Post newspaper this morning, police arrest Bauchi woman, teenage daughter, for maltreating stepchildren. Nigerian government has repaid $150 million out of the $2 billion Chinese loan. Amechi, herdsmen, forget it. No law backs grazing routes. Afenifere, Diaz, Buhari. More headlines from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Insecurity, Anambra government clears air on return of Bakassi boys. Kwara suspends 2 officials over alleged financial irregularities. Farming, autumn declares Thursday, Friday in June, July as work-free day for civil servants, and 2 allegedly killed, several injured as park managers clash with phone sellers in Ibadan. Nigeria is on oxygen. Nobody knows what will happen next. Governor Wike and NCOS disquiet as Arewachala prematurely retires 7 prison ACGs. Insecurity, addressing flux of illegal migrants to halt killings, kidnappings. Statisticians tell Buhari there is no crime in seeking separation of a country. Lagos Speaker Obasa. Let me take 2 more. TB Joshua, Pastor Adeboye Oyedepo. Big pastors are threats to Christian unity. Primates Ayodele. And finally from here, Abacha didn't die after eating apples from prostitutes. Mustafa.
Presidency accuses PDP governors of seeking more cash to blow. That's from The Nation. CDS service chiefs IG in Borno ahead Buhari's visit. INEC 2022 timetable raises political tempo in Ekiti, Osun. Lagos, Kano, Kaduna top INEC polling units list. Gun alone can't stop security threats, says the Nigerian army. Media stakeholders ask reps to curtail NBC's powers. Federal government challenges power stakeholders on delivery. NPAN protests exclusion from public hearing on press council bill. Also, firm opens COVID-19 testing centers. National Assembly and restructuring. That's a report credited to The Nation newspaper. Let's see a few more headlines from here before we move on to another paper. Physicians to federal government build resilient health systems. Also, Lagos General Hospital to get modular healthcare facility. Why agitation for Biafra lingers by Uwazurike. PDP to Lawan, don't clear Onoche for INEX job. And lastly, from here, road accidents claimed more lives in January than COVID-19 and malaria. Those are headlines from the Nation newspaper.
From the Punch newspaper, high poverty, experts back World Bank, fault Buhari, agency compiles list. Nigeria becoming killing field, failed state, says Okoje. Wike decries herdsmen attacks, prepares anti-open grazing bill. Buhari visits Borno today, assesses insecurity, inaugurates projects. Senators dismiss call for new constitution, back amendment. Alleged rape, Baba Ijesha remanded. Lagos files fresh charges. Also, EFCC arraigned Sokoto officials over alleged 500 million naira pension scam. Two behead in Imo. Lawmaker ex-commissioner's house burnt. And Amechi blames National Assembly for Ibadan Kano rail project delay. Also, we will attend NPC bill hearing, NPAN tells NAS. Still from the Punch newspaper, Lekki Ekpe Road ready early 2022, says Sanwo-Olu. These are some of the headlines from the Punch newspaper.
Premium Times, judge convicts defunct bank PHB boss at Tuche. Gunmen attack Imo lawmaker's home, behead security guard, police. INEC creates 56,872 new polling units, bans voting in mosques, churches, palaces. Nigerian government seeks to amend NBC Act, wants control over online broadcasting. Why I will not join APC, PDP, ex-speaker, Naaba. Pastor kills wife, buries corpse in shallow grave. Two killed as phone dealers, transport workers clash in Ibadan. Also, INEC fixes dates for Ekiti or polls. Groups reject bill seeking to empower NBC to regulate DSTV Star Times tariffs. Ondo, Court of Appeal dismisses Jagede's petition against Akeredolu. And finally from here, Buhari to visit Borno Thursday.
And from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Nigeria short of 43,456 classrooms. UBEC report, one killed in Ibadan violence. Gunshots are suspected transport managers, shop owners battle at Iwo Road. Cops taking to Government Secretariat. Consequential adjustments. Pensioners on grade level 1 still receive 23,400 naira. Grade level 17 to get 188,600 naira. Also, MPAN kicks over exclusion from public hearing on NPC amendment bill. Bad roads not major factor in road accidents. Vashola, presidency attacks PDP governors, accuses them of not supporting solution to herders crisis, says their call to stop naira devaluation will damage export. Others, World Bank report on poverty exposes Buhari's presidency. PDP, it is unconstitutional for president to shift security responsibilities to governors. We care either north or south. No law of grazing routes in Nigeria. Oshun Senator. More headlines from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Gunmen raise ex-commissioner lawmaker's house. Behead security man on duty. Bandits kill 4 policemen. 1 civilian defense officer in Zamfara. Jagede heads for Supreme Court as Akeredolu wins at Appeal Court. INEC removes 749 polling units from palaces, mosques, churches, and shrines.
Let's go on our first commercial break for today, and when we return, we get to the analysis of the major stories. Stay with us.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Give me my Kellogg's, world's #1 cereal. I love my Kellogg's, world's #1. Give me my Kellogg's, world's #1 cereal. I love my Kellogg's, world's #1. Oh, oh, Kellogg's, oh, oh, #1. Oh, oh, Kellogg's is world's #1.
Enjoy the world's #1 cereal, Kellogg's, today. The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
As a child, I already know what I will become. As a kid, I already know that I am a star. As young as I am, every child dream is valid with Adron Homes.
Yes, with Adron Homes Young Landlord product, every child can become a landlord today. Buy a plot of land for your child and enjoy up to 20, 40 or 50% discount with 6 to 36 months payment plan. That's not all. You get lots of free giveaways like school bags, provisions, free meal voucher at The Place Restaurant, Domino's or Chicken Republic, and many more freebies. For more inquiries, call these numbers
08167552420 or 09020475116.
Every child dream is valid with Adron Homes.
Center Fresh.
I feel the freshness, I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not Center Fresh. I'm feeling good, I feel so good, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh, I got confidence, Center Fresh. The correct chewing gum, not Center Fresh. No darling with Center Fresh.
Center Fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
94.9.
You're welcome back. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 94.9 is the dial, and it's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on this frequency today, the 17th day in the month of June 2021. Thank you once again for tuning in this morning. My name is GBEMISOLA. SOYEMI.
Once again, welcome. My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Dr. Oluwajadoku joins us this morning as the analyst for this edition. Good morning, Doc.
On top of the day to you.
Yes. Hey. Okay, I should start. We're going to start from Oyo State. Yesterday, we heard news circulating on WhatsApp. We heard eyewitness accounts and all that. We saw videos. A fight broke out at Iwo Road yesterday, yes. And it was between allegedly Oyo State Park Management System and some phone sellers in Ibadan. At the end of the day, there was a report that one person died, another said two died, but we saw a video of one person taken to government secretariat. Are we going back to 12 years ago, 10 years ago?
Well, I would hope not. I would hope that the park attendants or the park operatives, I would hope that they've been able to have the requisite training and that they're not just motor touts in disguise. I would hope. I'm being very careful here. Because it seems to have been a simple dispute which escalated. But I think it quickly came under control. But I think it's rather unfortunate that in the busy place, Iwo Road is one of the busiest places in Ibadan in terms of intersection and so on and so forth. So I think it was a bit scary to look at those videos. I saw the videos. Nowadays, it's always we are very careful to verify whether those videos are authentic or not. But to me, it looked like Iwo Road. And to me, it looks as if that person that was being carried, there was even a picture of him. They said it was one of the sellers. Comes from Iwo Road. But I think the governor or the government needs to douse the tension so that it doesn't escalate beyond the Iwo Road, so it doesn't become a tit for tat, from that point of view. But I think it's all the frustration that is going on in society, poverty. People just, are bored, and people are just angry, and people are frustrated.
I feel we've not been able to ascertain the cause of the dispute.
Yes.
But yesterday, with the videos we saw everywhere around that area scattered.
Of course.
And I remember there was a time in your state that we just get distress calls that nobody should pass Iwo Road, and things, violence like this happens.
Yes.
I think we need to nip this in the bud and make sure that this doesn't repeat itself.
Yes, that doesn't repeat itself. But how do you nip it in the bud if increasingly the frustration in society is at a high level? Do you know that the yams now are being split into bits to sell? Raw yams. I think that's the state in which we are. So I think, yes, I agree it needs to be nipped in the bud. Security operatives need to do what they need to do. But if we don't look at our economy, if we don't address, inflation and many other things, we are going to be getting more of this. I don't like to predict it, but that's a byword, you understand, for poverty, and a byword for the frustration that people are experiencing.
Around the Iwo Road, there's always a station, the APC there, one red APC. And we have Operation Bust and all these operations.
Yes. So you would think that they will be on top of it. But you see, you can try to nip things on the board, but you can't nip everything, especially when society, you understand, is on the edge. So I think the police need to be on greater alert. I think they need to be motivated. And I think people just need to calm down,
Let's talk about the state government's reaction to that incident. I mean, the corpse was carried by angry youths to the front of the secretariat, and nobody, and there was no one to attend to them.
Yes,
usually you'd expect that there will be a government official or even the state governor himself coming out to at least address the youth, douse the tension, and at least promise that such incidents will not repeat itself.
Well, I think that was rather unfortunate. I think the governor may not have been around, his deputy may not have, but at least you made that point that at least somebody come out, address them, and engage with them to see what their grievances are. So it's rather unfortunate. But sometimes some of these people don't want to come out because they look at the tempo and they get intelligence report that these people are quite angry, and that they might not be safe. But I think they have enough security to guarantee their safety. I think they should have just engaged with the youth and spoken to them and to establish what they want, and to be able to assuage them. They are grieving, and when they are grieving, you need to find ways to deal with people that are grieving. So it's rather unfortunate that no one was able to come out, depending on the circumstances, of course.
Well, I'm sure some people will argue that, well, since we have a security breakdown nationally, then it's not going to be out of place if we have it internally, especially in your state. Governor Wike of Rivers State says Nigeria is on oxygen. Nobody knows what will happen next. That statement, does it give hope?
Well, I'm not sure that it gives hope, but one thing I've noticed recently, I don't know who's spoken to the commander-in-chief. I don't know who's spoken to Barry, but he started going out of the cocoon in Abuja. He went to Lagos and they said he's going to Borno. So maybe he's beginning to awake to his responsibilities, the responsibility that he should be the glue, he should be the one inspiring, he should be the one out there. Because it's a symbol not just of the people that agree with him, it's a symbol of everybody, in the country. Not those, he's our president. Wike is saying it because Wike is a governor. He has security reports. So when a governor says something like that, I think we have to take it very, very seriously. We're on a keg of gunpowder in some sense when you look at the frustrations of people and the fact that people are hungry. The money that you are spending today or the money that you spent 2 weeks ago is not the money you're spending today. It continues to diminish in its capacity to buy stuff. And so people need to survive. And that's why all sorts of things happen. And apart from that, you have this insecurity going on all around us, where you cannot put a finger on it. And every time you identify the culprits, you go to the police. The police are more likely to ignore you and to set them free.
You talked about the president coming out now, and maybe, just maybe, he's waking up to his responsibility, and maybe he now sees the frustration of the people and he wants to douse the tension. But we've seen him talk, at least not once, not twice, in the last 1 to 2 weeks. From the things he has been saying, from the statements credited to him, at least we see him say those things and we hear him say those things. Does it look like he's actually out to nip, especially insecurity in the board?
Well, I said it before, and I think I've said it in this station and 1 or 2 other stations, that my impression before, and I offered an apology, was that the president really wasn't the one acting on many of these impulses and instincts, that there were many of his hirelings and appointees But I think the situation is worse. It's not the appointees or airlines that are acting on this thing. It's the president himself. He knows what is going on in the country. And by his statements, he's already indicated. For instance, he was referring to a non-existent law which apparently was gazetted, which was a Northern Region initiative, the open grazing, which had only one route in Oyo State. You understand? He was referring to it. When the Land Use Act, you understand, is the law of the land. The Land Use Act, which vests land in the hands of the governor. So, some of his ideas are archaic, I'm sorry to say. And some of his solutions, they are none. That's the point, to deal with security and so on and so forth. He pushes them to the state governors. So he doesn't seem to be a man, in my own estimation, and I may be wrong, he doesn't seem to be a man in touch. So when you ask me whether the statements are dousing the security situation in the country, I'm not sure that they are. Some would say they're even exacerbating it, because some people do not see him as being president of everybody. They see him as being president siding with a section of society.
All right, let's move away from that. I have the story in The Nation that says presidency accuses PDP governors of seeking more cash to blow. The People's Democratic Party governors are seeking more money for their own profligate political ends, the presidency said. It accused them of asking the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, to break the bank, in quote, to enable them make more cash available. Besides, it said the PDP governors are asking for the revaluation of the naira, whereas an appreciated currency would benefit those spending on luxury items abroad, being the leading desire of a typical PDP governor.
Well, I think that does pure politics at the end of the day. We are in serious economic situation, and I think we should cast aside and set aside politics. I'm not going to be an advocate for the PDP or for their policies, you understand, because the PDP is as bad as the APC. They're all on the same level. So when they decide to segment or segregate the PDP and say PDP policies, I don't see. But what I see is that in an economy that is depressed, you need to have spending. You need to have money in the hands of people so that people can spend. The rich need to spend so that that money cascades down. When it cascades down, jobs are created. There needs to be access to loans, easy access to loans, so that the economy can be reflated, so that there's more economic activity going on from that point of view. And we know that when there's the devaluation, the naira becomes weaker, which means that what we can buy with the naira, you understand, is reduced. So the government needs to step in some sort of way. So yes, PDP may criticize the government, but it's not always the right thing when you're responding to criticism to say it's PDP policies. No, the policies may even be wrong, but I don't think it's a question of PDP policies. You engage with them and you bring in your alternative, as a government, you bring in your alternative policies, implement them. But the PDP also must be very constructive. In the past, the PDP has been rather meek and lame when it comes to constructive policies.
You would expect that when the other political party not in power is trying to show that, yes, we are the opposition party, you'd expect that, just like you said, they would come up with ideas instead of just totally destroying or using words to destroy whatever the present administration is doing. You'd expect that they will come up with their own ideas to even try maybe to show the people that by the time we get there, these are the things we are planning to do as against what this present administration is doing. But then we see the PDP always coming out, at least in the last 6 years, always coming out to just, try to, what word do I use, stifle whatever the present administration is trying to do. Is this what opposition party should be doing?
I think in fairness to PDP, when you look at governors in Oyo State, when you look at governors in Rivers State, you will say that the PDP has demonstrated that they can be competent. They've been competent in Oyo State. They've raised IGR. They paid salaries. They paid gratuities. Those are normal things government should do anyway, but in Nigeria, it's a big thing. And Rivers State. So those two states have done well. And if PDP really were very good in propaganda, then that's what they should be pushing. That if you can do it in Oyo State, if you can do it in Rivers State, then we can do it nationally. But the PDP's propaganda department, or their, I don't know what you call it, they're not very adept at all. They usually have a scattergun approach. You see, you have to be strategic when you attack a government, very strategic, and you have to go with evidence. And I think a lot of times there's a disconnect between what they're achieving in some of the states they're doing extremely very well, and between what they possibly can achieve at the national level.
All right, Dr. Jedoko, now government looks at anybody calling for secession or something as they paint them in a certain color. Right now, we have the Speaker of the Lagos House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, saying that there is nothing wrong in seeking the split of a nation. He said on Tuesday that the military deployment to suppress agitations for secession is uncalled for. Obasa stressed that force will not yield the desired results since it is part of democracy for citizens to speak out about leadership. He said although 22 years of unbroken civil rule in Nigeria is worth celebrating, there are issues causing tension in the country. Now, saying that there's no crime in seeking separation in the country, isn't that sending a wrong signal?
Well, it depends on the way you put it. If you are seeking violence, if you are seeking insurrection, understand, so that people maimed, killed, and so on and so forth because you want to achieve political objective, then that's absolutely wrong. And whoever comes up in that fashion should be dealt with accordingly. But if you are going about it peacefully, you understand, using peaceful means to say there's an intellectual argument for Nigeria to be apart, you understand, and you state the basis, the point, you understand, your premise. And you're making those arguments, you're making it wherever you go, National Assembly, in the streets, but you're not calling people to violence. Then, of course, that's not criminal. There's no law against that. You can go and say that the old constitution of Nigeria should be abandoned and a new one should be replaced. In other words, you order that the old entity of Nigeria, you understand, be dismantled. But if you're going about it peacefully, understand, then there's not a problem. And then there's the right to self-determination, and the United Nations recognizes it, the international community recognizes it. So it must be peaceful, not violent. But I think when a government is unsure of itself, when a government has not performed to expectations, and they have to an extent tyrannical and dictatorial tendencies, any opposition, no matter how peaceful it is seen as a threat, not just to the existence of the country.
Now, we have always talked about amendments of the Constitution.
Yeah.
There's one headline here. I've been trying to sort it out, but I've not been able to see it again. It's about the National Assembly saying they're backing amendments, but not a total change of the Constitution or something.
Well, the National Assembly needs to be in touch with their constituents. Is that what the constituents want? Because sometimes the National Assembly, they go on a rider, they go on a journey, which has nothing to do with the people they are representing. I think they should take the pulse on the people they are representing. If the pulse is that we don't want this constitution again, that we want a complete overhaul, or that we want clauses like a referenda or referendum in the constitution so that allows us to change it fundamentally, then I think that's what they should do. We pay their salaries, we pay their bills, we pay their emoluments, therefore they have to listen to the Nigerian people.
Now, what is the role of the State Assembly in change of the Constitution or amendment of the Constitution? Because it's the purview of the National Assembly, actually.
Yes.
But does the State Assembly or do State Assembly, houses of Assembly have any role to play?
Yes, they do. Because in certain circumstances, you need 2/3. Certain circumstances, you need 4/5. So after the amendments has been passed, it needs to go to every and each of the national state assemblies, and they have to vote on it. And you have to, in certain circumstances, get 2/3, as I said, and certain 4/5 of all the national state assemblies in the country. So they have a role to play, a significant role to play.
All right, we have other stories to analyze, but then let's quickly go on this break. We'll be back.
Looking beautiful day and night with one click. AI selfie with the pictures on flick. Full high definition with a large screen. Infinix, no tag. Top speed with a Helio G95. Super speed where they make you satisfied. Walk out, play, everything is okay. Infinix Note 10 over 10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix Note 10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix Note 10 beauty meets strength.
Enjoy super fast processor with the new Infinix Note 10 with Helio G95 speed, especially for better gaming experience, and a 6.95-inch FHD screen for wider viewing pleasures. Infinix Note 10 meets beauty with strength.
The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
Our oil sachet, 70 naira. Only 70 naira. I said our oil sachet now. 70 naira. Only 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. For a healthy family. 70 naira. Ogbonge cooking oil now. 70 naira. Our oil sachet now. 70 naira.
Power oil for a healthy family.
iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún ọ pé tòjò tẹ̀rùn gbogbo àkókò ńlẹ̀ dá ádámà nílò náà yàtọ̀ sí náà dògán tá a fi ń sun bọ̀ọ̀lì lábàá oko àgàgà iná sólà tó ń gbàgbára láti inú òrùn tó bá gbọ́ Novel sólà ní ó tẹ̀lé iléeṣẹ́ Novesola wọ́n ti wà ní sẹpẹ́ fún pèsè àwọn èròjà sólà lẹ́lẹ́kàǹkà inverter solar panels and batteries solar kit láti tanná láti charge battery gbọ́ rédíò kọrin jẹ̀gbádùn àti láti tanná ẹlẹ́yin bíi 2 sí 3 solar fan tó ń gbé fan láti tanná sùn dẹ́kun ẹ̀fọn amáranini ṣokùnfà àìsàn ibà solar floodlight fàyíká ilégbèé àtòpópónà fúnṣẹ́ ìmọ́lẹ̀ solar freezer láti ṣe nǹkan jíjẹ mímu lọ́jọ́sí kómi síta fún oníbàárà solar CCTV camera ẹlẹ́yinjú àsáfà àbò nílé iṣẹ́ àtọ́fíìsì solar water heater tí somi tútù di gbígbóná solar water pump tó lè fami gòkè ní kànga energy saving appliances DC bulb DCTV DC fan tó ń gbàgbára náà sára bẹ́ẹ̀ làkànṣe solar product wà fún dókítà lecturers farmers tailor àtàwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù káríkárí Novesola kan náà ń lo kájú ẹ̀ kàn sí wọn bó rajà lólùléeṣẹ́ wọn tó wà ní Akíndélé plaza ìdójúkọ Adamasingba stadium Mọ́kọ́lá Ìbàdàn tàbí lẹ́ka iléeṣẹ́ wọn tó bá súnmọ́
081-8776-6005.
Novesola ló mójútó solar.
egbògi kan ti délẹ̀ yìí egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneton cleanser ni.
já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneton cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bàdọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneton cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneton cleanser jáde. a wà ní nọ́mbà 17 ọba akínyẹlé off Adeokun Street Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate Ring Road Ìbàdàn telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ń ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
With Airtel Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life.
Enjoy the finer things in life in the Airtel HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified Airtel shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel, the smartphone network. FM 94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9. The program is Break of Dawn newspaper review. Bemi.
All right, I have two stories here I would like to take together. Premium Times, Nigerian government seeks to amend NBC Act, wants control over online broadcasting. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has asked the House of Representatives to include internet broadcasting under the control of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission. He said all online and internet broadcasting entities should be included in Section 2 of the bill. On the other hand is this one in The Nation. The International Press Center and Center for Media Law and Advocacy has asked the House of Representatives to curtail the powers of the National Broadcasting Commission. They accused the Commission of being a judge in its own case and taking politically motivated decisions that have adversely affected Nigeria's broadcast industry. So it looks like it's the federal government, Lai Mohammed, as against some groups, media-based non-governmental organizations now.
I think Lai Mohammed is going for overreach. I mean, how do you regulate the online activities? In fact, even before going to the National Assembly, he's already trying to do it by saying they have to be registered. I think it's going to be very difficult to regulate the online. They must be in some sort of way regulated, but it's going to be very difficult. And to get the NBC doesn't understand, in my view, online, we're talking online business now. So before they come for us, online business, they don't understand it because that's not their purview. Online business is completely different in the way that it operates, and it's not journalists that run online business, it's the citizen. So some might argue that if you bring it within the purview of the NBC, then what it's going to amount to censorship of freedom of expression as guaranteed by the Constitution of Nigeria. That would be the argument of some. As to those saying they want to limit the powers of NBC must prove itself to be independent of government. You understand? Independent in the sense that they can even censor sometimes what government newspapers or government NTA, whatever they say. It's not just about what the press outside, but it's about everybody. NBC is paid by our Naira. NBC is paid by the taxpayer. It is not NBC paid by President Buhari or by the APC. And so they must be independent in the way that they... and in order for them to be independent, we need professionals. Professionals have to run it. If you have professionals running it and editing it, then we'll get the independence of the NPC. But no matter what government is in power, whether it's the PDP or whether it's the APC, they're going to seek to control the NBC. And that's why you need to find, in amending the NBC, the removal of the Director General, the appointment of the Director General needs to be in a way that is shielded from political influence.
Well, what about, sorry, Gbemi, what about having a total overhaul of our constitution, which is going to, in a way, affect NBC too?
Yes.
And all those regional powers come under the regional government or the
precisely
state government or something.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things I've advocated for. Thanks for bringing it up. The NBC, of course, needs to be not deregulated, but destructured. You understand? Restructured rather, so that every region, you understand? Because NBC is overwhelmed. Do you know how many stations there in Ibadan alone? They are overwhelmed. So in order for NBC to be effective, it will need to be regionalized, which may mean that every region, you understand, we have its own sort of NBC that can do the regulation that is necessary, rather than having one big body that operates from Abuja, even though they have offices in Ibadan. Yes, even though they have zones, but they are directed from Abuja, really. You need those that are directed, that understand the terrain. The terrain of Oyo State is quite different from the terrain of Lagos State, even though they are both Yoruba states, you know. And so you need an NBC that is able to discern that.
Yeah, also there's the argument that regulating digital platforms would further stifle the civic space. Yeah. As you said, most of these online platforms are run by civilians who just an average Nigerian who has a story and then they want to share with people. So the freedom of expression and media freedom can, some people argue, that can also be threatened by this regulation.
And is podcasting coming under this category?
Exactly.
Well, that's
because
the question.
Online digital platforms, platforms are very, very large, or the platform itself is very large.
Very large, very diverse, quite complicated, and in some sort of ways, with VPN and stuff like that, you cannot regulate them in the way that you think you can. You understand? You can regulate your terrestrial, is that what we call it?
Yes.
Yes. But regulating online platforms, no, it's going to be very difficult. That's why it's difficult for them. You know that there are some radio stations that actually just operate on the internet, have no presence other than the internet. It's very difficult to regulate those ones.
Only run on a software.
Yes, on a software. So how do you regulate those ones? So I think the government needs to invest more time in establishing the security, our welfare, our economy, our education. That's the priority of government, not clogging the National Assembly with laws that are not going to make any difference to our well-being. You know, I think the government is more concerned a lot of times with just their self-preservation rather than the self-preservation of Nigerians.
All right, before we open the phone lines, Dr. Jedokun, bad roads not major factor in road accidents. Fashola, do you agree?
I honestly respect Fashola so much, but I don't know what he's on about here. Of course, bad roads contribute, but they're not the only factor. You understand? Bad roads and the way we drive. But bad roads also affect the way we drive. Because you see a pothole there, you understand? Sometimes, I mean, really, if you see a pothole and you go to swerve, you should look behind to know what's around you. But a lot of times, you know, people are just, you know, used to this bad road that they don't even bother looking behind, and they swerve, and before you know it, they cause an accident. So bad roads contribute. They are not the only contribution, but they are a major contribution. Of course, driving, a lot of people don't go to driving schools.
Some
Never
don't even
been.
have licenses.
They don't have license. They just get in and they drive. And it's not just them. What of the Okadas? What of the Keke Napep? Those ones are in a different world entirely. You understand? So all those things contribute. So it's a combination of factors. And I hope he was misquoted. I think what he would have meant to say was bad roads alone do not contribute, you understand, to accidents.
Now, doesn't it marvel you when you get to a portion of a bad road and you see road safety officers there trying to check cars?
Oh, yes. Well, a lot of their activities are not motivated by checking any car. You know that. You and I know that.
Are you suggesting that it's motivated by the money the drivers hiding there? Whatever.
I have not mentioned that at all.
I just asked the question.
Yeah, I'm not going to fall into that. I've not mentioned that. But what is quite clear, you understand, is that there are always a number of exchanges, you understand, whatever variety they are.
Exchange of drinks.
Some exchange. Yes, pleasantries. Cloaked in all manner of...
All right, we'll open the phone lines, 0705 5000 949, 0809 7000 949. You can also drop your comments on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Mr. Mesa from Abete. Yeah, I think I've listened to the doctor. He has spoken well, but when you talk about the issue of
Oh, we lost that call. Please try reach us again. 0809 7000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Adeshin Yamodola from UI. I want to comment on the issue of PDP not playing of the role of opposition very effectively. If you look at it, I want people that are in PDP now, as we speak today, they are people that are very disciplined. Because you see what is happening today, it never happened when these governments were in opposition. As I speak with you, I know how many people they caution me on social media. Half of what I said under Jonathan, they even cautioned not to even say anything now. So you see governors, they are threatening them, they promise them money. You even see the president saying, if you want to become president, you must join to APC, you must join APC. Have you ever seen where a leader is saying such a thing? What do you mean by saying such a thing? So it's not easy at all. We just have to pray and not leave this thing to the hand of opposition alone. Let Nigerians troop out, because if we don't do that, these people, the government now, they will continue to pass. In fact, you will see this coming election, we never have that type of election in the history of this country again. You will see, just keep watching. Let's have the best of today.
Thank you. 0809 7000 949, 0705 5000 949. Those are the numbers to call to drop your headline today. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please go ahead.
I want to commend in respect of the crisis that happened at Iguru among the union transport union again, because I noticed that you read the headline. Now the transport unions should not throw Ibadan, especially into crisis again. And I want to call the attention of His Excellency, Engineer Oluwaseyi Abiodun-Makinde, to please strictly take over and do necessary things, because the blood of the people of Ibadan are not to be wasted. Because we cannot repeat the whole story that we have listened to, that we have experienced some time ago. Because if you only transport union, one should can start living good long. Thirdly, should characterize the transport motor park. Why? Ibadan people and Olubadan should rise up to this issue, and end should come to it. I beg Governor, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We really hope that those who have the powers to, stop things like this are doing what they should do.
Yeah, we should know that those park attendants, or is it park managers, were previous officials of the road transport workers. And I hope if training is needed for them, so that they handle this thing with finesse rather than with the same old tactics, then it should be done.
We'll take a break for some messages. We'll be back shortly.
Guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this,
I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM.
I carry and give Sade yesterday, but you know they use him again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus gift landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Ogonga will food on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions, Joe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Set to fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, and I scent fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Set to fresh. The correct chewing gum, I scent fresh. No darling, with scent fresh.
Scent fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness. The lights are on and the stage is set for the next music sensation. Who will be the next Nigerian idol? Watch the live performances every Sunday at 7 p.m. and keep your favorite contestant only by voting. Vote via SMS by texting VOTE and your favorite contestant's number to 32053. Each SMS costs 30 naira. You can also vote for free on the website africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol or get a woof votes by downloading the My DSTV or My GoTV app for more voting power. Keep your fave in the game. Voting starts on Sundays and ends Wednesdays. Nigerian Idol, sponsored by Techno Mobile and Biggie Drinks.
As a child, I already know what I will become. As a kid, I already know that I am a star. As young as I am, every child dream is valid.
Láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
Ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. Questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
All right, 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. We are taking more calls now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, this is Bayo from Ologun.
Good morning, Bayo.
Yeah, thank you. Quick one. Yeah, like I always said, if any government is doing well, I will say it. If it's doing bad, we will talk. See, this is happened in the world. Thank God the person that be shot, the person I know very well. My question is this. Police are there at World. APC is at World. Are they waiting for an order? What are they doing? See, like day one, I've been saying it about this issue of this park manager. Apart from the issue of the road, look at the way those people operate on the road. The way they stop cars, the way they cause odor. Now that they say they are under the government, I want the government chairman to do something about this so-called park manager. You know what I'm saying now? They should do something about it. The people that complain, the owner of the complex that complain, you guys block the entrance of my complex with your car, with your taxi, whatever. The next thing, you came, your leash, and you kill one person. No, please, do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Local government chairman, sometimes you ask where they are and what they are doing. Sometimes.
Absolutely nothing. It's the way it's been structured, the way it's been run. Many of them are just errand boys, errand girls for respective governors. They are not really doing what they should be doing, which is the closest form of government to the
didn't
people.
President Buhari mention that?
Pardon?
Didn't President Buhari
Yeah, he
mention
did. Well, he got that right. He was right on the money when he said that. Our local government is not working.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to
It's
you.
Olode from Ere. It looks as if this government prefer giving policies that can handicap an average Nigerian. I'm talking about the Minister for Information. Instead of looking for policies that will better the life of an average Nigerian, the NBC issue they are talking about. And unfortunately, this same government, what they discovered that they look for excuses for their shortcomings. Why is Shefasola saying road? Because they are not doing the necessary things concerning the road. They've been consulting Lagos Ibadan since Kingdom Come. And they keep giving excuse because of solar. He was the one who said the government that cannot treat our power problem. Under suspension, but your government. It was there for 4 years. It's now the works inside, giving excuse for bad roads again. And our governor should kindly do something about what happened in the world. If he needs to employ those people in Amoteku and go and find people in Igaga, have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. Thank you. We have police that only have tear gas in Abuja and Lagos. If we have tear gas, the road issue might have been met early. Shegun from Ologuneru, we got your message. Thank you for that message. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Dele.
Good morning.
Good morning. The truth of the matter is this. Nothing good will come out from this constitution amendment. And we Nigerians are fed up of this constitution amendment, for God's sake. We need new constitution. This constitution does not friendly with the masses. It's not constitution. It's not masses constitution. We need to change it completely. This constitution that favor one particular ethnic group. Is that a good constitution? Please, we need the constitution. We are fed up of this. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
That's some of us, Sharon.
I hope that the people, our senators, our House of Reps, are listening to the voice of the people.
0809 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Sabi. I'm calling from Munia. Now, if you say the federal government has failed, each of us has a state governor. What happens to we directly going to the state governors, putting pressure on them, local government and chairmen, putting pressure on them. Let them prevail on the federal government. Federal government has failed. Yet we are under the federal government, which means we are also. Do we wait till that failure is sitting on our foreheads before we decide to take our fight to the doors of our various state governors? To me, the failure of the federal government is caused by our governors, supported by our various local government chairmen. Have a nice day.
Right. Thank you for that. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Follow through from Kopa Ilojo calling you. What you have just discussed, constitution amendment, to me, it's just a mere waste of time. It's a waste of time because we should not forget that we are operating rigid and unity constitution. Because amendment constitution is very difficult. Even when PDP was considered about 25 states, it's very difficult. Yes, to amend this constitution, we should rubbish this constitution. It's as if it's students. I can't be parading a constitution that doesn't take care of national security. If there's no security, there cannot be development. How can it be operating a constitution that doesn't recognize national interest apart from personal interest? But unfortunately, we're interested in going to Abuja for their sharing formula. So that's why they are trying to defend this constitution. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Faladun. Dr. Jedokun, with Mr. Faladun's comment, I remember that particular story now. Akoyemi Bamidele and some other few senators actually came together to say that we can't have a new constitution, but we can have an amendment of the existing constitution. And I was just thinking maybe it's they don't want to put themselves out of their own office.
Yeah, they're probably self-preservation, but I'm very surprised. Opayemi Bandele, I've known him for years. We served in student union together, and I've had conversations with him off air a number of times. I'm very disappointed. I think when you're in a lockjam, when you're in a situation like this, you need to find creative and innovative ways to deal with the situation. I think the best way forward would have been to introduce a clause into the constitution, referenda, you understand, and on the basis of that, a new constitution be unfurled, be unleashed on the people.
But now you, Dr. Yadokun, you're just seeing the green light in having a new constitution. Before now, you never believed in having
No, not that I didn't believe it. Before now, I didn't believe that it was possible with this constitution.
So maybe
to have a new constitution.
and his fellow senators
That's why we
can't still believe that.
That's why we keep on asking for amendment to bring in a referendum which allows new initiative, new constitution, and new policies to be brought through via that means. If we go by the constitution itself, it's going to be almost impossible. Well, if we go by an amendment which brings in a referendum clause, a clause for new initiatives like a new constitution, then that would be the way forward. So what I'm trying to say is that it's my job to analyze, but it's their job to come with innovative and creative laws and policies. And I think it's lazy of them to sit down and say only amendments will suffice. Now, amendments will not suffice today.
How well are they consulting academics and other political scientists to get this thing done?
They certainly don't consult me. They certainly don't consult the MPSA, that's the Nigerian Political Science Association, which I'm also a member of. I don't see that they consult them, you understand? And I think there's a disconnect between the ivory tower and between those, actually exercising power. And I think there needs to be a closer collaboration because there are some ideas which may be workable, which come from the political scientists and such like.
On that note, it's a wrap today. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll return tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. is the time. Thank you very much, Dr. Olu Ojedokun. My name is GBEMISOLA. SOYEMI. Good morning to you.
My name is DELE ADEYANJU. Thank you so much for your time with us. Good morning.